Hello, welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour here on Verbling, we are going to practice agreeing and disagreeing with one another. We will use some well-known expressions and proverbs to talk about whether we agree or disagree with them to express our opinions. The focus is really on what I'm really listening for is how to introduce the fact that you agree and or disagree. First, we're going to look at a lot of phrases, introductory phrases, signal phrases that we use to introduce an agreement or a disagreeing opinion. We'll take turns just going down through a list of them, reading them and talking a little bit about them. Just really, is this showing minor disagreement? Is this strong disagreement? Is this polite? Is this impolite? Just to get a handle on the kind of the feeling behind when we use these different signal phrases. Okay, well, hello Heidi, welcome to the class.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Good to see you. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. It's very hot.
Very hot?
Yeah,
Really?
quite cool, so it's very comfortable, but now it's very hot and humid.
Strange. Here it's the opposite. It's actually cooled down. It was very hot all day. Okay, let me also welcome Marcus. Hi, Marcus.
Hello. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Great. Nice to have you with us. Okay, plenty of room in the class. If other Verbling students would care to join us, come on in. All right, I'm going to start off by doing a little screen share, and we're going to look at a bunch of different phrases. Just read straight across read what I highlight. As we look at these, try to, as you guys are reading them, try to use intonation that you think is appropriate. If it's a strong disagreement, I strongly disagree. If it's a weak disagreement, well, I'm not so sure. I'd like to hear the intonation as well, and we'll talk just a little bit about them. We're just going to spend a few minutes doing this. Okay. Hi, Victor.
Hi, good morning. Good morning for me. I think for you are good evening.
I think you're right. Yeah. Well, good morning to you, Victor. Nice to have you with us again. Okay, and also I'd like to welcome Anna Carolina. Hi, Anna. How are you?
Thank you, teacher. I'm fine. I just woke up.
Good morning. All right. Do you drink coffee, Anna? You're a coffee drinker?
I'm drinking. Yes, I am a coffee drinker. I am addicted to it.
Hooray. Me too. I can't even function without coffee in the morning. All right. Well, yes, life would be boring if we all agreed all the time. I agree. So let's start off. We're going to just, this is the idea, the focus of the class is to practice using these introductory phrases, these signal phrases. So here's a whole list of some pairs. All right, we're just going to take turns reading down the list, and then I want you to tell me if you think it's a strong disagreement, is it a weak disagreement, or so-so, and is it polite, or is it a little bit rude? So what I want to do is also gauge or judge the tone of these different ways to express agreement or disagreement. So the first one, for example, I'll go first. I agree. Well, this is very bland and boring and as middle of the road as you can get. I don't agree. Okay, it's not rude, it's not polite, it's just blah and boring. Quick shout out and welcome to Sergey. Serge, hello.
Hi, Oakley. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Thanks. Welcome to the class.
Thanks.
Okay, Heidi.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Start
That's
off with some
right.
simple ones.
That's right. Sorry, I disagree.
Okay. Polite or impolite?
Not impolite. Quite polite.
Quite polite. Okay. Is this a strong disagreement or agreement?
A little strong agreement, and even a little strong disagreement.
Okay. I would agree completely with that assessment, actually. I think you're absolutely correct. Oh, and I just used the next one. Oops. That was an accident. Marcus, let's look at this next pair.
Absolutely. I can't go along with that.
Okay. I like the intonation on absolutely. Okay. I can't go along with that. Maybe something like that. All right, absolutely. Is that strong or weak?
Um,
Strong agreement?
wait. Yes, strong
Sure.
agreement.
All right. How about I can't go along with that? Is that strong or weak?
Strong.
Actually, I think it's a little bit weak. We often, if you notice my intonation when I say it, I can't go along with that. I'm sorry, I can't go along with that. Sometimes I just can't go along with that. A reluctant disagreement, perhaps. Really quite polite. Really, trying to be sensitive of the other person's feelings, maybe. Victor, how about this next pair?
Okay, that's true. That's not completely true. I think it's a polite way to be agreeing, disagreement.
I think you're right. Absolutely, it is. Okay, a little bit conciliatory. If you're conciliatory, that means you're being polite. You're being conscious of the other person's feelings. Maybe even conceding, which is a related word, by the way. Conceding that it may be partly true, or they're not 100% wrong. Okay, you're being conciliatory. I agree. Very good. Anna, Carolina. Let's see. How about this next pair?
Okay. I believe that. I don't believe that. Okay, in Portuguese, it's okay. It's
Yeah.
not impolite as well at all. But I bet in English it is impolite because everything is impolite in English. If you say, I don't believe that, it's impolite. If you say that's wrong, oh, it's impolite. You know?
Now, actually, I would have to say this is one that's kind of in the middle, and it depends on your intonation, Anna.
I bet we have to say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm afraid. I showed it, but I don't believe in that. Something like that.
I think it depends how you say it.
Ah,
I believe
teacher,
I believe
what?
that is quite the positive. I believe that. I think that's quite polite and quite strong, and you can make it stronger. I believe that with all my heart. I thoroughly believe that. I completely believe that to make it stronger. It's easier. It's easy to make it stronger. And the same with I don't believe that. You can throw in an adverb, to make it much stronger. I totally don't believe that. I absolutely do not believe that. And it depends on your tone, your intonation, I think, Anna. I don't believe that. is kind of polite, but I don't believe that. Very short, very low pitch. I think that's going to be a little bit stronger and maybe a little rude, possibly. Yeah, Anna, I'm sorry, I kept interrupting you. Go ahead.
It's because the intonation is different in Portuguese and in English.
Ah,
We don't,
really?
sometimes we don't know, you know,
That's interesting.
really.
Okay, I believe that. See, that was quite polite. Okay. No, I believe that. That makes sense to me. That's interesting. All right, let's move on. Serge.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The question mark belongs with the second one. So, first one.
That's a good idea. And that's wrong. What about X, Y, or
What about X, Y, or Z?
X, Y, or Z?
Yeah. We're just using X, Y, or Z just like we do in math, you know, to show possible variables, right? All right. First one here, sirs. That's a good idea. Okay.
I think it's
Polite?
it depends on intonation too.
Well,
It
either way.
it could be neutral, not so.
Not so enthusiastic.
Yes.
Yes, that's true. Right. That's a good idea. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Sure, that's a good idea. Why not? Whatever you say. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
But it can also be very strong.
That's a good idea. Like that. Yeah. How about this one, actually? Since we're doing this, Serge, what if I said it like that? That's a great idea.
It's in this situation, it's very strong, I think.
Oh, but wait. Oh, sure, Serge. That's a great idea. That's just freaking brilliant. I'm sorry, I can't even do it with this. I can't even do it without laughing. I'm trying to be sarcastic. Oh, great idea. Sometimes when we use an adjective or adverb, we use generally speaking an extreme adverb or adjective, and we really stretch it out, like there, like I just did with really. In English, what we're trying to show is exactly the opposite of what we're saying. It's a very sarcastic way to actually disagree. Oh, that's just brilliant. Kind of like that. So you should be aware of that. Some of these agreeing phrases can be spoken with great sarcasm and can actually mean exactly the opposite. The key is usually when we do that, it's that kind of stress on an adverb or adjective. Oh, great. Oh, that's brilliant. Really stretched and exaggerated. Okay, anyway, Serge, how about this one?
It's wrong?
Yeah.
X, Y, or Z.
What's the tone?
I think this is polite.
Well, be careful in English, Serge. You should be very careful about telling anyone directly and absolutely that's wrong. You're wrong.
Okay.
Not leaving them any kind of any kind of way to weasel out, or no wiggle room. You're not leaving them an argument or a way to save face. Okay, they have no wiggle room. It's just it's absolute. Yeah, well, that's the key, Anna Carolina. You gotta leave a little wiggle room. You gotta leave them room to say, well, okay, well, so they can They can weasel out of their original argument, maybe. Okay. They're related phrases. And it depends, you know, there's a lot of other factors. Depends who you're talking to. When my wife tells me that's wrong, okay, I'm not going to get too offended.
Teacher, may I
Yeah.
ask a question?
Yeah.
I forgot the meaning. What does wiggle and whistle out mean?
Okay. Nope. Very good. I didn't really explain them. No wiggle room. Okay, I'm using it idiomatically, but dictionary definition of wiggle is to kind of shake your body, like children who are restless, children in church, or children who have to go to the bathroom. All right, they start to wiggle. They're moving around and they're fidgeting and they can't stop moving. They're wiggling. Jello, that famous dessert, wiggles when you shake it. Okay, you have no, and the idiomatic phrase, no wiggle room, you're locked in, you're stuck. If you have no wiggle room, you can use this in a lot of ways. You're in a deal, you have a contract, and there's no wiggle room. That means there's nothing your lawyers can do to kind of get out of this contract or mitigate the repercussions. If you break the contract, you're stuck. You're just stuck. That's what it means. And weasel out is very simple. A weasel is an animal. It's a small, long-bodied animal, kind of similar to a ferret. They're carnivores. Their amazing ability to get into the tiniest holes or to escape is the idea here behind the idiom. If you weasel out of something, you escape, even though you're in a tight spot. You're backed into a corner. Okay, that's the idea. So you can weasel out of something. It's not very positive, by the way. It's quite a negative thing if you weasel out of something. Like a kid will weasel out of doing his chores at home. He'll get out of it somehow. It's usually negative, or at least neutral to negative. Okay, moving on. Heidi, how about this next pair here?
That's right, on target. That's why that way off base. That's quite a stretch.
Okay. All right, first one. That's right on target. Okay.
A quite strong agreement.
I think so. Do you know a related one with target? When we say somebody's exactly correct, an exclamation, an expletive.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know one? Sorry, I'm not.
Target.
Yeah, that has to do with the target.
It's going to the right result or something.
Right. No, I wanted. I'm sorry. Bad clues. I was looking for an expletive we use in English when we think someone is exactly correct. We might say bullseye. That's the center of the target when you play darts or when you shoot archery, shoot bows and arrows. The very center, the red part in the very middle, is a bullseye. Very similar expression. Bullseye.
Like hitting the head of the nail.
Sometimes we say bingo. Okay, that's it. Very good. If you said you hit the nail on the head.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a very good one. Thank you. Great idiom for very strong agreement. Exactly. So, how about these disagreeing statements, though? That's way off base. That's quite a stretch.
Strong and a little rude.
I agree again. Yes, a little bit rude. It's a little bit sarcastic to say that's quite a stretch. Oh, come on. You expect me to believe that? Get real. That's way off base.
Like your opinion is your opinion gets off the subject.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you're not even close to the target, basically. Yeah, that's right. And now, Anna Carolina has a point that many phrases we use are offensive, but on the other hand, English speakers are not offended by them. And it depends who you're talking to. If I said, well, that's quite a stretch to my boss, I would be in trouble. That could be a problem for me. But if I said to my brother, oh, that's quite a stretch, he would call me a nasty name and we would go on with the conversation and no one would think twice about it and no one would even care. So it also depends on who you're talking to, if these things are truly rude or not. Best friends or brothers, this may be very polite.
In Japan, it's very rude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We
Right.
don't say any opinion directly. So.
Yeah. And that, in America, if you're talking to a customer or a formal type, any kind of formal type thing in business or your boss, something like that, I would say it's probably the same, Heidi.
Mm.
It's probably very much the same. However, if you're talking to your coworker or your best friend or your brother or sister or something, yeah, whatever. It's kind of a hobby to be rude to each other. I know that's not necessarily the same in many cultures. It's something that's very misunderstood. I have had students when I'm having a discussion, agreeing to disagree with another teacher, and we're both natives. I've had students completely misinterpret what happened. They went and reported to administration that I had a big fight with another teacher, and I got called in the office, and oh my goodness, there was an uproar, and it was nothing like that. We were totally enjoying agreeing to disagree. We were having a lot of fun, actually, but it was completely misinterpreted by others who didn't understand that cultural aspect of agreeing and disagreeing. So just, I just want to make you guys aware of that.
My case,
Yeah.
it's okay. I like to come some debate or something.
Yeah,
Accept everything.
right.
But normally Japanese people hate the discussion or debate.
Yeah, really. Yeah, it makes them uncomfortable. I know that. I've worked with Japanese before quite a bit. I like to push the boundaries, though, Heidi. You know me. Huh?
Can
Even they don't agree, but they said, "Oh, okay, I got."
Yeah.
They want to
Yeah.
finish this discussion quickly.
Stop it. Yeah. Right. That's true. It's interesting, these cultural aspects. Anna Carolina, did you have a point or a question or a point?
I'd like to know if we can get the link.
To this document?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the document is included under the class description in Verbling. So
Thank you.
you should be able to find it there. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. We're not even getting to the fun part of the class. Okay, let's do a few more. Marcus? I concur. Whoops. Marcus?
Okay. I concur. I can't agree. On the contrary, I didn't.
Oh, a dissent.
I
Higher.
dissent.
Okay. Both of these, agree and disagree. Formal or informal, Marcus?
I think the formal.
I think quite formal. Very formal.
Yes, very
Yeah.
formal.
Yes. Yes, both of them are very formal. They're very polite. Very formal generally means very polite. Right. You wouldn't expect this in a day-to-day normal conversation, really. Oh, I think Marcus got a call. Come back when you're done. All right. Victor, how about this?
Okay, that's valid, that's invalid, that's not always true. I think it's a very strong. The first one, no, but the second one, that is invalid. I think the invalid word is very strong for to demonstrate that you are disagree with anything. And the second one, I always think is a very strong disagree.
Okay. Well, all right. I agree with everything you said up to with that's invalid. That's like saying that's wrong. That's leaving no wiggle room. I agree. I'm not sure why I put these two together. That's kind of silly of me because that's not always true when we start with that. If we begin with that, that's actually pretty polite and conciliatory. Well, that's not always true. You know, sometimes you're conceding that sometimes it is true. So I'm not sure that these two statements belong together. I think that's a little confusing. Be careful of this word invalid as an adjective. Invalid, right? It can also be a noun. Right, Victor? Are you aware of that?
Okay, yes.
All right. Yeah. An invalid. We pronounce it completely differently. Somebody, right? Somebody who's incapacitated due to health problems is an invalid. An invalid. You said it correctly. You said invalid, and that is correct because we were looking for the adjective. So, okay. I just wanted to make that point. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you. Okay, Anna, Carolina. Next one.
Okay. uh, there is a bar covering.
Oh, sorry.
I accept that.
Okay.
I accept that. It's polite. Polite.
Yes, I agree.
I reject that. I can't accept that. It's impolite. I
Well,
partly agree. It's polite.
I agree. I reject that as very strong. I can't accept that. Actually, that's an interesting one. I can't accept that. That's an very interesting little signal phrase there. Depending on what you say next, I can't accept that. My religious beliefs don't allow me to entertain that idea. Something like that might be normal. I can't accept that the way I was brought up was to believe that blah blah blah. What you're saying is, I understand it may be okay for other people. It's not okay for me. So this one is kind of neutral, I guess. In that you're saying it's a personal thing for me. Okay, I'm not making any general judgments, but for me, it's personal. I don't agree.
Okay. Teacher, could you please pronounce it? Concur and dissent? Is it okay?
Say again, can I pronounce what?
Concur?
Yeah. I concur.
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 And then
I concur.
concur. And dissent?
I dissent.
Dissent.
The key here, Anna, is the second syllable stress. You got to be careful, okay? I should have mentioned this before. I concur. Notice how I very much use higher pitch on the second syllable. What happens if I stress the first syllable? Think about this. I conquer. I'm saying a totally different word.
I don't know.
Yes, I am. Really, I'm saying this word. Conquer.
Okay.
Ta-da. I'm the king. I conquer. I concur. Two totally different words, so you do have to be careful. That is definitely worth pointing out there. Really. Yeah, that could be a big mistake in some circumstances. Okay. I partly agree. I agree. That's very polite. Okay. Serge. about this one?
Okay. I support that. I can't support that. I reject that idea. Mm.
Okay.
Both of sentences agreeing and disagreeing here, I think, are strong
Yeah.
statements.
Yeah, it's that word reject is very, very strong in English. Yeah, I do agree. Rejection is a very strong thing for human beings, and that verb there, that's a strong verb. That's very strong. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say this. But and the other thing, I reject that idea. These are quite formal, actually. I think these are quite formal ways of expressing. Okay. The idea. Okay, Heidi, next one.
That idea has my vote. I have a different idea. I have a better idea.
Okay.
Not so strong.
Yeah.
Quite soft.
Yeah. I like this one. That idea has my vote. Sometimes we just say, "Oh, you got my vote," even just for your opinion. Well, you have my vote. Okay. I have a different idea. I have a better idea. Okay, this is definitely a nice way to disagree with someone. Definitely. Okay. Yes. Not saying you're not saying you're wrong or I reject you. It's saying, oh well, I have a different idea. Okay. By the way, I like some of these more idiomatic ones because they are more close to the truth, how we really speak. It has my vote. Or I might say, oh, score one for Heidi. Okay, I agree with her. This is more idiomatic style that we speak in normal conversation. All right. Let's take a look at the next one, Victor.
Okay, I definitely agree. I beg to differ. I see things differently.
Okay.
I think is very strong because the word differently, the adjective differently implies that is a very difference into ideas. So I think it's a very strong.
Yeah. Okay. This first one here, I beg to differ, is very common. I think I partly agree, and you have a very strong point that yeah, differently is a little strong, but it's so common, it's so colloquial. I beg to differ. Sometimes we use this one for the simplest, really just small, unimportant arguments. Even non-arguments. For example, I'll give you an example. Victor, you might say, my mom makes the best apple pie. And I may disagree with you by saying, I beg to differ. You have not tasted my grandmother's apple pie.
Okay,
Okay.
I got it.
Obviously, not the end of the world argument. Right?
Yes, I understand.
Okay, so this expression is often used for these little kind of cute disagreements. I don't know how else to say it. Minor disagreements or not even disagreements. Disagreements, just an excuse to have a conversation, really. Right, okay. Anna, Carolina.
Yes,
Yeah.
I strongly agree. It's polite and strong.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That doesn't make sense here. Is that logical? It's impolite because everything is impolite in English.
Okay. First of all, Anna Carolina, sense. Don't say sensey. Just sense. One
Okay,
syllable word. That
sense,
doesn't make sense. Is that logical?
sense.
Okay. To tell you the truth, I'll be honest with you. This sounds exactly like something I would say. Really. Um, to give a strong argument. All right. Yes, it is a little bit on the neutral to bordering on rude. And then I would proceed to make my point why it's not logical. This really does sound like something I would say. Not overly rude, overtly rude, but slightly rude. Nothing too bad. I would say this when I'm being polite, but I'm very upset. For example, this really does sound like something I would say. Or when I'm not upset at all, but I'm a little frustrated with my best friend who says something I think is totally illogical. Okay, so borderline rude, yeah. Okay, Heidi.
Yeah.
All right. How about this next one?
I couldn't agree more. Quite strong.
Oh yeah, absolutely strong.
That seems simplistic. I think you are wrong here.
Hmm. What do you think of that one?
Mm-hmm.
That seems simplistic.
Simplistic.
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Simplistic, simple, too easy. That's too easy. Too simple an explanation, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a borderline one. You're bordering on calling the person simple. What does that mean if I said somebody is simple? Well, you're simple.
Simple is a little, what's that? Silly, stupid.
Silly, stupid. Yeah, exactly. So you're bordering on saying that it's borderline rude.
Mm.
I think you were wrong here. Is saying it again. It's
rude. I think you are wrong here.
I think you are wrong here. Actually, you would hear this in a business boardroom in English speakers all the time. Mr. Smith, CEO of the company though you are, I think you're wrong here. I think there are other factors that we need to look at. Actually, this would be quite a polite way to disagree, believe it or not. Very basically, to make it simple, Anna Carolina sort of hinted at it earlier. To keep it easy for you guys, you English language learners, being direct, if you're going to be very direct, you got to be careful because it can be rude. And often it depends on your tone of voice. How you say it is more important than anything, actually. Now, being indirect, in other words, instead of saying you are wrong here, saying I think you are wrong here, even just the addition of this I think, or saying things like, I suspect there may be another answer. Okay, very indirect. You're always safe. That's always polite.
Mm-hmm.
You can always get away with that.
I hear many times I couldn't agree more.
Yes, that's a very common one.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't agree more, Heidi. That's a very common one.
Yeah.
I agree. And okay, let me, Serge. I'm sorry I skipped you for a second, but that's okay because I'm gonna reward you with these really cool ones. All right.
Okay.
All right.
You go, girl.
Great. Good intonation. You go, girl.
I can go there.
I can't go there. Okay. Talk to the hand, Serge. Here's one.
I think this is informal way to say agreement or disagreement.
Yeah, obviously, highly informal. Yes, absolutely. By the way, you may even hear men say to other men, "Whoa, you go, girl." Possible, okay? I believe I have said it before. I can't go there. I just can't go there. Talk to the hand, and you might hold your hand out. Okay, it could be serious and rude. It's highly informal either way, or you could be joking. You know, these are kind of joking ways to agree or disagree. All right, enough of that. Now it's time to practice. We're going to look at some very basic proverbs. All right, and share our opinions and try to, use what we've learned to express your opinion. Okay, Victor, around to you.
Okay.
The best things in life are for free. Let's sing a song.
Okay, that is not completely true because sometimes the best times in life require to some money to enjoy really. For example, I have a great family, but I need money to go to the park and eat some ice cream, or I need money to go to the cinema and go see a good movie. So I think it's not absolutely. Sometimes the best things are free, but you need some money to enjoy more things.
Ah, okay. Notice the way that Victor introduced his opinion. I liked it very much. That's not completely true. Okay, very polite. Okay,
Thank you.
conciliatory. You're conceding a point. That was great. Anna, Carolina, what do you think? Same proverb.
Okay. Well, Vitor, I see your point of view. However, it sounds a bit simplist because we need money to support ourselves, of course. We live in a material world, but you cannot buy happiness. You could say, it's better cry inside a Mercedes than walking by foot. However, the best things in life are free. The first steps of your son, uh, your first tooth that fell off, a hug, a kiss, the love from people that are living with you, the love from your family. Those things are free, and those things are the best thing in life. The problem is that society is too much materialistic, and then we give more value for things that we owe and earn than for what we are.
Okay. Wow. Miss Universe, yay! Okay.
And
Uh,
I also wish for the world. Thank you.
uh, okay. Now that was great. I don't even know if you used any of the phrases that we looked at. I understand your point of view, or I can see your point of view, whichever you said.
I use
That's great.
it sounds simplistic.
Simplistic. Yeah. How did you know? I wrote that down. Yeah. You didn't say it quite right. It seems a bit simplistic. Yeah, you kind of messed up the pronunciation. But yeah, I loved, okay, I understand your point of view. However, that's very polite. To concede a point before you disagree is a very polite thing to do. That's another way to be indirect. So it's a great way to be indirect and always consider polite. All right, great job. Um, okay. Well, I've got a lot of proverbs here and not much time, so let's just look at another proverb. Let you guys take turns. Um, Heidi. Okay. What do you think of this one? I'll let you read it too. Children should be seen and not heard. Oh, I skipped. Okay, whatever. All right. I skipped Surge again. That's all right. Doesn't matter.
I totally agree with that.
Ah, Okay.
Children also should be heard, and opinion and even they need to read the books. It's the same as hearing. The books have a lot of opinion from ancient people or modern people. Then they should see a lot of things. It's kind of experience. They should accumulate a lot of experiences. They shouldn't be a book smart, only book smart.
Okay, I'm a little confused. Because this is passive. Children should be seen by you, but not heard by you.
Mm-hmm.
Not children should see, but be seen.
We should show our attitude.
Well, I don't know. These are proverbs, so there's different ways to interpret them. I just want to make sure you understand that this is a passive.
We should see. We should show them by our attitude. You mean?
Well, let me. We should see children. We should never hear them.
Mm-hmm.
Would be another way to say it, to make it an active sentence. And what that means is open to your interpretation. But that's the point. I wanted to make sure you understood it's passive.
We need to watch the children. It means.
Well, yeah, you can interpret that. Yes.
Adults should watch the children.
Well, okay. I don't know. It's a proverb, so you can interpret it however you like.
And
I don't want to put words in your mouth. You know, how you understand this may be different than how I understand it, and you know, we can. That's why it's agree to disagree. We could disagree.
Should be seen by anyone else. It means other people should watch the children.
Well, okay. All right. I'll tell you how I interpret this proverb. I interpret it to mean that children should shut the hell up. You should never hear your children. You should see them quietly playing. You should see them all the time. They should not run off and create mischief in the forest or in the barn or in the streets. They should always be around. They should stay at home, but they should be quiet at all times. Basically, that's how I see it. Okay. So, noisy children are not good. Or children that run off and can't be found are also not good. That's how I see it. But I don't know. You may interpret this differently than I do. I'm not saying I'm right.
So we should change the subject.
Okay.
We will never agree with each other.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can agree to disagree. Well, Serge, let me ask Serge. Serge, what do you think of this quote? Do you agree or disagree?
I can't say exactly because I didn't hear.
Okay, let's forget this quote. Let's go on to the next one. It's not, Heidi, it's not that I agree with this. I totally don't agree with this, actually, personally. I'm just trying to explain what my understanding is. Okay, Serge, try this one.
Spare the rod and spoil the child.
Okay. Well,
I don't understand what it mean.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the English. Spare means to hold back. If I spare you the trouble, I hold back or keep back the trouble. So hold back the rod. Okay. A rod is a stick or a stick-like object. Here, the rod is what you would commonly hit the child with. Whack! Hit them on the bottom. All right. Spare, hold back the rod, and spoil the child. Spoiled children are children who get everything they want and they have no discipline at all. Okay? So that's the idea. Okay, spare the rod would mean corporal punishment. Hit your children with a stick. Can I put it any blunter? If you don't hit your children with a stick, your children will be spoiled brats and uncontrollable. That's basically the idea behind this quote. If you're not willing to hit your kids are going to be worthless. That's it. All right, so what do you think? Very controversial. That's why we picked these. And don't worry, no one will think worse of you. You can agree or disagree. We're just practicing. Doesn't matter.
Hard to say.
The meaning of if you hesitate, give the children the corporal punishment.
Yeah.
For the children, right?
Yeah, that's it, basically. You don't have to take it completely literally. They're proverbs. So if you never, ever use corporal punishment, that's the idea. It doesn't have to be with a stick. I mean, that's crazy. Who's going to beat their children with a stick in this day and age? That's just beyond the pall. That's crazy. So, yeah, you know, you can generalize it. Corporal punishment means body punishment. All right. If you don't use corporal punishment, you will spoil the child. That's the idea. What do you think?
If I say an opinion, I disagree with that.
Okay. Okay. Any reason? Go ahead.
Even to the young child, you should negotiate about the program. If they can't understand, but still you should explain about that what wrong or what good until she got understand.
All right. Well, all I can say to that is do that while your child is reaching for the hot oven. Go ahead.
Yeah, people give the children the corporal punishment. They want to save the time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Serge, do you have any? Serge? No opinion.
Sorry, it was
pass on this one?
Disconnect. Can you repeat?
Okay, we're still on the same proverb here. What do you think? Agree or disagree? Spare the rod and spoil the child.
I think that's not completely true.
Okay. Yes. Are you stuck there? Okay.
Sorry, I can't
it's okay.
Say
all right. All right. Let's move on. Okay. Victor. Here's one you know. Money is the root of all evil.
mm, it's a difficult question. So I agree because the money represents all the people want. So people want money to be a better person. People need money to to have a better car. And when the people need something, people sometimes don't think in another people. So I agree with this idea. The money is the root of all evil because not the money in itself is the money, the things that you can buy with the money.
Okay. Uh, okay. Great. All right. I like the way you started off. You guys are been doing a very good job of introducing your agreement or disagreement today. I will say that. Lesson learned. Great. One other small point. Um, pronunciation evil. It's a
Evil.
E.
Thank you.
It's like sheep. Evil.
Mm.
Okay. The word is devil, short E. Evil, long E. The long E sound. Long
Okay,
I, but
thank you.
whatever. Yeah. The devil is evil, like that. Okay. All right. In the middle of your speaking, Victor, you're going really, really fast. You had a lot of short words all in a row. I got a little lost. Slow it down. You have a little bit of an accent, okay? Most people think if they talk faster, you have an excellent vocabulary, and you're very good grammatically. I know that. But you have a little accent. Here's the thing. Most people think if they have an accent, if they speak faster, that will eliminate the accent. They won't have time for the accent. Actually, it makes it worse. Speak slower and it eliminates the accent. It's maybe counterintuitive, but it's definitely true. I really strongly believe in that opinion. Slow down just a little bit, and then that accent has no effect on the listener. It really
Okay,
helps. Okay.
that is valid. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Uh, okay. I want to give Anna Carolina a new one here. Anna Carolina. Miss Universe, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. Honesty is the best policy.
Okay.
You agree or disagree?
I agree in part. It should, yes, it should be the best policy.
Ah.
You, yes, you have to follow the laws. You have to avoid harming people. However, the question is, what is honesty? If it means to say the truth all the time, it can put you in hot water. If it means to obey the law above everything else, teacher,
Mm-hmm.
it's also I also beg to differ because sometimes the laws can be unfair, and
Mm-hmm.
in this case you have to fight against through civil disobedience.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if you honesty means to to hold our principle, yeah, no, to hold our principles. Help me to pronounce, teacher.
That was right.
Uh,
Principles.
yes, if honesty means to hold our principles strongly, so I, 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 I vote for it. No, what is it?
Wow. Are you trying to use every phrase we learned today?
Yes,
See that?
I'm trying.
Okay. Well, you did a pretty good job. I agree in part. I beg to differ. One thing that you did do, which it's actually the first time I heard it, and I haven't been doing it, is when you are stating an opinion, an agreeing or disagreeing opinion. One thing Anna Carolina did is she said, I don't know if you guys noticed, but she said, do you know what I mean? She asked for confirmation as she's stating her opinion in a conversational way. That is a good way to agree or disagree, and it's a good way to engage your listener, and it's considered polite. It means that you actually care about what they think. You're not just talking down to them. Do you know? So if this happens, you know what I mean? And blah 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 blah. You get it? You see where I'm coming from? To ask confirmation while you are giving one of these opinions about something very controversial, very good technique. Very good. And it would be appreciated by your English-speaking conversational partners. Definitely. We do that all the time, ask for confirmation while we're speaking. Okay. Well, I hope that was the class was not the class I envisioned, but on the other hand, I hope it was helpful and informative. So thanks, guys, but I'm out of time, so I'll see you guys again real soon. Thank you. That was
Thank you very
great.
much.
Hey, bye.
Hey.
Bye, guys.
All right.